Titles, go.
House Committee on Potato Pancakes.
Sloppy Joe casserole.
His tats are your friend.
I thought we were friends.
Glasses Club, y'all. To infinity and beyond.
Let's do this.
Warning. What you are about to hear contains explicit language, adult themes, and potentially disturbing content. The views and opinions expressed are those of the hosts and do not reflect the opinions of anyone else, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. This podcast is intended for an immature audience and should not be listened to by anyone, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. You know, fuck it. You've been warned.
Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Geek Pod. I'm your host, Paul.
I'm Hugh.
Corbs.
TC, y'all.
Glasses Club, Jack.
Guys, what's got you geeked?
Well, what I would talk about, I'm not going to talk about because this will come out before that's over. So we're going to table that particular conversation. I have been playing a lot of Gears of War, and I'm enjoying the hell out of that on
Which one?
Xbox.
Which one?
I beat 1, I beat 2, I'm on to 3 right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
I'm going through the whole series.
Yeah, I did that too. I'm on 5.
But probably the biggest thing, I don't know if it's something I should be geeked about, but I made a really big change today in my life. And it's actually kind of okay. And I'm going to show you guys.
Whoa, look at that.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Turn your goddamn head.
Wow.
It's
Whoa,
all gone,
man.
Paul.
Wow.
Wow.
How's it
It
feel?
looks good, though.
I've been struggling with the heat. I've
Oh, I
been
bet.
struggling with all the breakage and everything. Yeah, it's the style is supposed to kind of be like this, but I had this on, so I've been struggling with it gets tangled up so badly. Like even just sitting here in no wind, but if I go outside, I have to when I get in, Paul, I have to brush my hair 3 times during a convention because
Right?
my hair keeps getting tangled up because it's so fine and broke. Last night I took my hair tie out at bedtime, and my hair was still soaked with sweat from cooking dinner over the Blackstone. Um, I was just like, I'm just tired of it, and we have a vacation coming up this year, and I want to enjoy it. Like when we go to Maine, yeah, I love being on the ocean, but I can't take my hat off because it'll fucking pull hairs out of my ponytail. And of course, the second the breeze blows, my ponytail is all tangled up and everything. So I'm just like, I don't want to deal with that anymore. So I got this cut today
Wow.
at 3:30. Did this, uh, trimmed up my beard a little, didn't really cut it, but just kind of it actually looks a lot better without the scraggly bits coming off. I'm actually surprised she didn't really do anything other than get rid of the flyaway shit. And it looks a lot fuller. Um, but yeah, I guess that's a pretty big thing. I'm also excited because we not that we should be spending the money, but we were at Helen's house, saw her new house for the first time 2 weeks ago, and they cooked dinner out on their they have one of the giant Blackstones. And Damara's been taking Zepbound, and she didn't realize this, but we had just vegetables cooked on it was like broccoli, asparagus, cauliflower, onions, stuff like that, mushrooms. And she just didn't even care about anything. Her favorite chips were there, didn't touch them, ate nothing but vegetables. And she's like, oh my God, because I guess that can rewire your brain. Like all she wants is fresh vegetables
Nice.
cooked like that. And I'm like, listen, I know we we have money issues because she's not working, but those money issues haven't actually impacted us yet. I'm like, as an investment in all of us eating better, I am okay with picking up one of the 36-inch Blackstones As long as you're not going to decide you don't like vegetables a week from now. You know?
Right.
And that's all we've been doing is throw a protein and zucchini and all that stuff, just on the other side. And we've been eating every night. And it's good. I'm sure it's much healthier than what we've been doing before. It's just been so damn hot every day. Like every time I get out there, it's like 90 degrees or almost 90 degrees. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
but yeah, I guess that's what's got me geeked. I guess I'm geeked that I don't hate this haircut. I mean, it's only a couple hours old, but I actually wondered if I should even pull the hat off or not. Just go see how far I could go without you guys figuring it out.
Probably until
Nice.
the next time we see you at D&D.
Yeah.
So,
Very
All
cool.
right.
Yeah, pretty simple. This past Friday, my buddy got married, which is pretty awesome. I was excited about that. So, it was called the Wren's Roost, WREN Roost, like rooster, in Naples, New York. So it was pretty cool. He's been dating this girl for a couple years now. Before this, he was engaged to somebody, but that's another story, another time. We're not going to talk about that one. But this girl's cool. She's very extroverted, and my buddy's very introverted too. So they balance each other pretty well. So it's kind of nice. Which was neat though. But as you know, it was last Friday. Like Hugh mentioned it, it was balls hot. We're all in suits, which sucked at first. So, what was really neat, there was over 200 people at this wedding, and my buddy being from this area, like Syracuse in general, he likes to think of himself as country, so it was kind of like a country style wedding. It was like picnic t tables for the reception, and then you had a little area, and then the seating and all that, whatever, the seating. It was cool to go all there. My parents were there. He invited my parents, which was nice. But my mom doesn't do well in the heat. She hates it more than anything. So she's like, it's balls hot here. So my buddy had about 8 fans. But believe it or not, so the where the bride was to be to walk down the aisle, she was in the area for the only bathroom. So everybody when that was scrambling to go to the bathroom from the last minute, they couldn't go, so they're all getting pissy. It's like, oh my God. So I'm
Ah,
walking in, yeah, I'm walking into the wedding, and my buddy pulls me. He's like, Jack, I need you. I'm like, what's up, buddy? He's like, I need you to be the witness and all that stuff. So like, I'm like, oh great. So I got to sign the marriage certificate that I was the witness at their wedding. So like, it was kind of like going to see a celebrity or like the Wonka ticket. Like people are trying to budge me to try to get through to use the bathroom because people are like, I'm gonna budge you. I want to get into that bathroom. I'm like, no, you can't do that. But I'm 38 now. But at this wedding, right, mind you. Before the wedding, 3 vodka lemonades. During the reception, 12 Coronas, I was told I drank. 3 Michelob Ultras. I know. 2 cigars. But what we did after the wedding, I smoked a lot of weed. So, did that balance it out? Because I
no.
woke up and I felt fantastic. Like I did not have a hangover. I didn't drink a Pedialyte. I didn't do any of that. I had a good breakfast sandwich. Maybe I still had the munchies, but it was really felt great. Like in my 20s, I would have been like dead. I was like, I'm gonna die after this wedding, but I cinched my thumb pretty good. Apparently, the bride to be my buddy's wife. It was her college roommate. She said I took the lighter, I singed my thumb, I guess. And I was like, that's probably what I did. So like I'm trying to light the bowl and I light my thumb. So my thumb was pretty much on fire all weekend. So I'm like, singe the thumb, fantastic. But simple, my buddy got married, him and his wife, they're both selling their houses and they're gonna build a house in Rochester, New York. So pretty cool. My buddy got married and I felt fantastic and I wasn't hungover. So maybe two things got me geeked this week.
Wow.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
I'm just amazed that Jack drank all that.
Yeah,
I
me
was
too.
too.
Gonna say when he was starting to list it off, I was like, wow, that sounds like a Comic Con in Saratoga.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
Those chairs.
Yeah, I couldn't do that again either.
Those tots were good though.
You were never in Saratoga.
Oh, Saratoga. I was thinking
Yeah.
PA. I was thinking PA. Sorry. Whatever. Those tots were good though. But that's all.
Tots are
Nice.
good. Tots are your friend.
Tots are your friend.
Yeah, let's write that down.
Nothing better than tots and sloppy joes.
Right?
I know, right?
Mm.
Exactly.
Together.
Yes.
On top, you put the tots and then the sloppy joes on top of the tots. It's the only way that works.
That's right. Sloppy Joe casserole.
That's right.
Sloppy Joes. Sloppy Joes.
Put
Are you
that tot
listen?
in
Are you
there.
gonna make sure you get this down, Shayna?
Make a tot like casing for the bread or something like that and tie it with the sloppy Joe.
I didn't end up talking about Sloppy Joes.
Because we talked about tots.
That's
Right.
true.
So,
Yeah. All right. Happy 4th of July. That's all I got for. Not that we know this will be released by the 4th of July next year.
no. Well, I mean, it will be released before that, but
We hope. No, that's it. I mean, it was nice. Got a nice 3-day weekend. Some of us didn't.
it's wrong. They took it back at the last minute.
Oh, they did.
Yes.
Wow, good for them.
Yeah. When everybody was over the last time, I was bitching because I was literally the only person that I knew who had to work on the 3rd.
Yeah.
And so on like 3 o'clock on the 2nd, we finally get an email basically saying, we fucked up. We fucked up. So they ended up giving us the 3rd off. So
Well, that was good. At least you got the 3rd off, my friend.
yes.
Good
Yeah.
for you. Oh.
So, yeah, I mean, didn't do much. Golfed on that Friday. Golf Friday and Saturday last weekend. So, other
Nice.
than that, not too much.
All right.
So it must be my turn. So what's got me geeked? A couple of different things. Number one, for those of you who remember from the last time we did the podcast, I was at Bishop, and now I'm not. I'm home. Came home yesterday. The other thing that's got me geeked is that the last time we did the podcast, I had a full head of hair and my beard. And while I was at Bishop, they cut my hair.
Nice.
I was supposed to cost me $37, and it didn't cost me anything.
Well, that's good.
They forgot to charge me. And the lady that was cut my hair, when I was in high school for 3 years at CNS. And there was a woman in my class, in my homeroom class. Her name was Anika Lewis. When I went and got my hair cut, the lady's name was Anika. And I mentioned to her, I said, listen, when I was in high school, I was in homeroom with an Anika Lewis. And she's like, I grew up with her. I'm like, what? She goes, I grew up with her. I was like, you both have the same name. Yeah, but we spell it differently, but I grew up with her. I started laughing. I was like, oh my God, small world. Come to find out, the concierge at Bishop, who comes around and checks on you, makes sure things are good, blah, 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 blah. I mentioned that my son graduated from Oswego in May. And she looked at me and she said, was he in the 9 o'clock, the 12 o'clock, or the 4 o'clock? And I was like, he was in the 9 o'clock. She goes, I walked across the stage in the same one.
Wow.
I was like,
Wow.
what? She's like, yeah, I know your son. I was like, holy shit. Small world. And I was trying to find out too, because I was hitting on her actually at the same time. But told me she had a boyfriend, and I'm old enough to be her father. So, but being at Bishop was an experience. The PT that I was in is the second best PT that I've been in a short-term rehab. Loretto was the first, and Van Dyne is the last. The food is the second best food, Van Dyne being the first, Loretto being the last, and obviously Bishop in the middle. As far as the care is concerned, Loretto is the first, and I can't tell you, Van Dyne is way, 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 way down the list, and I think Bishop is there too. But I am glad to be home. I got a lot of mail to go through still. I still can't believe what happened to me happened. But I'm walking around. I'm working out. I was working out every day, sometimes twice a day. Because it was fucking boring, because the only things to keep me sane were the TV and my phone. And so my phone became my friend. I had a roommate for a while, but he ended up getting discharged from he had to go to he was having dialysis, got sent to the hospital from dialysis, and then got sent home from the hospital. So for the last 2 weeks, I was at a room to myself.
Nice.
So that was kind of nice, but again, it was kind of boring. And yeah, and then I got home and I played Xbox for a little while last night because I didn't have my Xbox at Bishop. I had visitors. My dad would come up every couple of days. Corbs came up on Monday. My sister was there when she was in town. She took her best friend my clothes, and her best friend washed my clothes, folded my clothes, and brought up my clothes, a sandwich, chips, and a soda. Hung out with me for a little while. But I'm home. I'm glad to be home. And was it not next week, but the week after starts training camp. So I'm waiting for the Raiders.
I was gonna say, what are you training for?
Yeah, nope, football training camp starts around the 20th, I believe.
DC,
Yep,
you have Game Pass, right?
I do.
Why aren't you remote playing your Xbox from your phone? I mean, I know it's not optimal, but it's possible.
Because to be honest with you, until you mentioned it, I didn't think about it.
Okay. Like all
So
this time, you could have been playing
yeah,
that shit on your phone.
which would probably be cool because I probably could have found all the shit that I'm still waiting to find in Crimson Desert. Um, but yeah,
Should
um,
get that set up. You might have to have your brother help you set up port forwarding on your Xbox, but unless you know how to do that. But
no, I don't. So we'll have to figure that out maybe. But yeah, that's all that's got me geeked.
All right, I guess it's my turn. So I mean, I struggled with what to talk about here. I've got a busy couple weeks coming up between going to SmackDown in Albany and then turning around and coming home from Albany to turn around and go to New York City. Um, then marching band's back, so that's all the time. Um, Softball's no longer a thing, so there's that.
Why not?
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, we were informed yesterday when we went to show up for practice that the team is dissolving and both coaches are resigning. There's a whole lot of drama in the back caused by certain people, not my child or myself. Um,
I
and
don't believe you.
I mean, I'm about to start into some of the drama because I can't believe what's happening, but I don't want to do that on mic.
Okay.
All right.
But I'm just crushed for Kylie on that. Like she's
Now,
missing an
let me ask
entire
this.
season.
Yeah, let me ask you this question. Can she play someplace else? Like, will someplace other teams take her? Did they give you that option or anything? Did they
I mean,
mention
we
it?
have complete options to do whatever we want. They're going to refund our money unless two people step up to coach. But with the way things are going, no
That's all
one's
you,
gonna.
brother. That's all you, brother.
yeah,
I don't know enough about the sport to be. I would be doing them a disservice.
No, you wouldn't.
a disservice as opposed to not playing at all. Come on, you
And
hit a
then I
ball
mean,
with a stick. How hard can it be?
It's actually
you
the hardest
would
thing in all
lose
of
half the
sports.
squad, which is the bigger problem. Because if that team comes back as is, there's a lot of people who aren't going to play. It'd be a lot easier to talk about if there wasn't still things happening in the background.
Your body
Um,
language is saying it all, though.
yeah.
Yeah. Good job, buddy.
Do you need to borrow my shirt, Paul?
Right. No, I like mine.
We
I
all
think his
need
is more
shirts with swear words at the top now.
Right.
Yeah.
But I guess the biggest thing that I wanted to do was actually roll this right into a WTF file.
What the fuck?
Oh god, that was what fun.
So Kylie and I went out to one of the local Targets. I'm not gonna say which one because I don't want to put them on blast. And I said to her, I'm like, just hang out here by like the dollar spot or whatever it is. I've got to go pee. So I start hustling towards the bathroom and I do like a quick hop sideways because I see something on the ground and continue on in. And then my phone is blowing up as I'm going in the bathroom and it's Kylie. Dad, was that poop on the ground? I come out and yeah, that was a poop about this big, just sitting in the carpet on the way to the fucking toilets.
Holy
Nice.
shit, no pun intended.
And Kylie was like, "Did somebody bring an animal in here?" Like she's trying to just explain it away the best she could. But I'm like, no, that was clearly somebody couldn't make it. Like that was like a huge human ass turd right there.
Did it drop out their pants or did they
That's
drop
what I'm
trousers and
thinking.
just
Was there a diaper? Or was it just a drop and
Nothing.
run?
It was just a fucking softball size poop right there in the middle of the floor. So we
Wow.
we took our leave and Kylie was looking at something around the corner and heard a commotion, so she's looking back over there as there's someone yelling about the shit in the middle of the floor, and then an employee made a whole thing about having to clean it up, and then they put one of those fucking like caution cones over the spot.
Oh my God.
God, that's
Oh
hilarious.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Oh, that's great.
Oh God. And when the mics aren't on, I'll tell you guys which Target it was at. So
It's funny you
That's
say that too, because my sister at her job, somebody took a shit in the elevator. They wrapped it up, and they had training, don't shit at work, and then wrap it up. But the person never came forward. They shit in a box, they wrapped it up, and then they left it in the elevator all day.
outstanding. And all I could think of with the whole thing was the comedian. What the fuck is his name?
Oh,
Dane
Dane
Cook.
Cook?
Yes.
You shitting on the
Somebody
coats there,
shit
Paul?
on the coats.
You know who did it, but you know.
You know.
Oh, shitty situation, brah.
Oh yes. Oh yes. But all right. I think that that's a good time to throw it to break quick and then we will come back with the news. Stick with us, guys. The 3-3 shop is now open on TeePublic, offering a wide range of official merch from your favorite no-budget podcast network, 3-3 Productions. The home of current favorites like GeekPod and upcoming shows like Tales from the Keep and Codename Revolt. New and retro styles debuting all the time. Get yours at https://tee.lic/the3shop. That's t.pub/lick/the33 shop. Get yours now.
Now, before you wonder what's going on with all the congressional hearings into Medicaid fraud and every other hot button GOP topic, I have noticed they have a bunch of made up sounding commissions for these hearings. I think so they can advertise a hearing like it's a big deal and keep it in the news cycle. But is the House Committee on Energy and Commerce hearing on Medicaid fraud and abuse really newsworthy? Should that even be a thing? It might as well be the House Committee on Potato Pancakes or the Senate Committee on Which Three Stooges Really Count hearing on Medicaid and abuse. I think having committees with no relation to the hearing topic should get a hearing. How about a Geek Pod committee hearing on what the fuck are we even doing, people? Anyway, here's the news. First up, Weekend at Mitch's. While this show has never shied away from picking on the man most turtley for the Turtle Club, it appears the Senate nightmare Mitch McConnell may be on the way out of the Senate and life. But this story gets weird in a way that only this timeline could tell it. Apparently, he was found unresponsive and given CPR at his home several weeks ago. He's been in the hospital that entire time with no one really knowing what was going on. Then former White House insider Laura Loomer comes out and says he's brain dead and not coming back. There's no confirmation of this yet, and the family can't confirm it because his wife was seen in China 3 days after he went down speaking to their vice president. Now, contrary to rumors, she has stated she was already there doing something else and did not take off to get her next assignment as soon as she knew he was as dead as universal health care, but decided there was no reason to return immediately, like any other person would do if their spouse was in the hospital. So weeks go by with no update until yesterday, when three different Republican lawmakers post three almost identical tweets about how they all spoke to him today on the phone about the exact same things for the exact same amount of time. That's not weird at all. But you know what is weird? If he's declared dead before August 3rd, Tennessee law demands there's a special election for his seat, one in which Trump opponent Thomas Massie could run as independent. But if they can weekend at Bernie's this shit past that due date, they get to wait until the midterms. With his wife out of the country to pull the plug, they could keep him on life support until she gets back. So even in death, Mitch McConnell is a tool. Next up, casting dilemma. Netflix has announced a Gears of War live-action movie based on the popular Microsoft video game franchise. And I, for one, am here for the hilarity. The internet's blown up with casting requests for all the main characters, and I'm seeing one thing in common. These were all great picks 20 years ago. Yes, Ron Perlman would have made a fantastic Marcus Phoenix. He is too old now. Everyone's been suggested since the first movie's rumors are too old. Deal with the internet. It's Netflix, so you'll either get an unknown, Charlie Hunnam, or Evan Peters. Not Perlman, not Dave Bautista. Perlman is currently eligible for senior citizen discounts, and Bautista is too old to play a ragtag rookie origin story unless Delta Squad is fighting the Locust Horde in an assisted living facility. If you keep complaining, they will cast Timothy Chalamet in a baggy green tank top just to piss you off. Also, for the record, you know whoever they cast is not going to look exactly like the video game. People don't actually come in those dimensions. Batista and Brock Lesnar are close, but in general, super deformed living human refrigerators are not a thing. We are not that wide with heads that big, except for me. I am wide with a big fucking head. And finally, I've been told Taylor Swift got married to a sports ball guy. Whatever. And that's the news, kids. Now, remember, if you happen to see a redneck couple ahead of you in line in Walmart talking about wrestling like it's real life, plug your ears. Hearing the girlfriend who's so meth-aged that she looks like the mom talking about what a coward Roman Reigns is because he stays home so much, and then to have her boyfriend slash mullet and Dale Earnhardt cut-off t-shirt enthusiast counter with how CM Punk went home and cried for 10 years. Needless to say, I've not been able to watch wrestling for several weeks. I'm having to get my updates online. Is that what we sound like? My God, they think it's real. I'm not sure I'll ever recover from this secondhand embarrassment. Paul?
Can you believe my wife thinks I'm invading her privacy? She wrote about it in her diary.
That's not cool. They say pooping is a call to nature. Does that mean a fart is a missed call?
Shark. Love that one.
Hey, on to sports.
So we're going to start off kind of easy. We're going to go congratulations to the Knicks. They actually won the NBA championship. I don't know if we talked about that last time, so we'll go ahead and give them the credit that they deserve. I mean, hell, they haven't won it in fucking 50 years or some shit like that.
53.
Whatever. 50 plus. All the same shit at that point. So, congratulations to the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, MVP of the NBA Finals. So that's cool. Don't remember who won the Stanley Cup.
Carolina.
There you go. See, I knew somebody would remember.
Carolina Hurricanes for the first time in 20 years. Jordan Stahl, 37 years old, oldest Conn Smythe Trophy winner ever.
Nice. See, I didn't even know. I didn't give a shit. Coming from a hockey family now, that's kind of weird that I didn't care. Coming up to the All Star Game for MLB. So that's going to be kind of cool. The Home Run Derby this year is going to be on Netflix. So Netflix apparently has got every fucking thing.
Except for the Super Bowl.
No, that's ESPN.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah.
So that'd be kind of fun. White Sox only got one player on the All Star team. Was a pitcher. So there are a lot of guys. that made the All-Star team that are hurt, which is fucked up. I don't get it. Some guys made the team that aren't even playing that well. So I
Fan
mean,
voting.
it's a popularity contest. You know, you go online and you vote. I mean, my dad, I used to vote. I don't vote anymore. Doesn't matter who you vote for. It's places like LA and New York City and fucking Chicago, you know, places that have got, thousands and millions of people in it. And if they're voting for certain players, Chicago's different because it's a divided state. Half the state likes the White Sox, the other half likes the Cubs. White Sox haven't been great, so a lot of people don't vote for them. And a lot of guys, you don't even know most of the guys on the White Sox anymore because they're all rookies. So, but they are in first place, which I didn't expect that to happen. So that's an interesting take. So
Yep, my favorite team is in last.
well, yeah, the Mets suck.
Yep.
So do the Red Sox. So, congratulations to win.
My team's in first, actually, even though I don't follow baseball anymore.
Who's your team?
Atlanta.
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 Nice.
Oh,
I know people there right now.
Jack. I thought we
I
were
know.
friends.
Nope, that's a good rivalry, though, right there.
It is a
Yeah.
very good rivalry. Congratulations to Windham Clark. Won the U.S. Open 2 weeks ago now, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. It's his second U.S. Open title, so that's pretty cool. Next this weekend, the guys are overseas getting ready for the British Open, which is next weekend. So that's kind of cool. That's the last major of the year. So see how that goes. That's all I got.
All right. Well, then if that's all we got, let's move it along.
Wait. I got one thing though. Did you know milk is the fastest liquid in the world? It's past your eyes before you see it.
Okay. Okay. So now let's ring the bell. It's time for the Wrestle Report. So Night of Champions was a thing. Let's breeze through the results here real quick. We had the women's United States Championship belt up for grabs between Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. Tiffy Time pulled it out, even though I'm pretty sure Jade tried to murder her face in that. Because Jade can't string together two moves without hurting somebody. Then the men's United States Championship, Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints. This was actually a really good match. Has anybody else watched Night of Champions, or is it just me?
Like,
I saw the
like I
highlights.
said, I skipped it. I read like on Bleacher Report or whatever,
Right.
Cage Side, what happened.
Yeah.
I will say that while that might have been like two of the most talented people in the night, that was the one match I had zero interest in watching. I don't.
Excuse me.
I don't want to say I don't care for either of them. I don't care about either of them.
See, and I'm the opposite. I'm a pretty big mark for Ricky Saints. And I can't even tell you why, because he's literally just the Rock Light. But I really like the guy for some reason. I have since he was in AEW where I first saw him. And then Trick's growing on me. Like when this whole thing first started with the whoop that trick and stuff, I'm just like, I don't care. Don't care. And
You know that was part of when he was in NXT, right?
what?
Saw that,
The whoop
yeah.
that trick?
Whoop
and all
that trick.
Yes. Yes.
That's where it started.
Yeah, it came with. Yes.
Yeah.
I just like the lemon pepper steppers.
I just maybe it's old white guy talking. I don't want to say none of that makes sense. If you want to name your shoes something stupid, by all means. But I mean, he comes out with catchphrase, and then he's a solid wrestler, but there's nothing there that makes me think this guy is going to be world champion 10 years from now. I don't see it. He doesn't have an it like when there's been a whole thing about there not being a whole lot of black champions. When Booker T was trying to work his way up, I mean, he had something special. You saw it. He always had something special. Trick Williams has some special sayings and some special stuff about his clothes, but I don't see that something special in him yet. Like
I'm
if you
hoping
took that,
it's going to blossom.
yeah, if you take that stuff away from him, I don't. He has no popularity. He doesn't have any it yet.
No,
And,
but
and
you could say the same thing in the beginning about The Rock.
that's what I was going to say.
Sure,
You could say
absolutely.
the
Yeah,
same thing because now
but they
I mean,
also said that about The Rock. Like they said
Yeah.
that about The Rock. Like he doesn't have it.
right,
It's not that he can't get it. He just didn't have it at that time.
Yeah.
right.
Like I watched something on The Rock. I can't remember what it was. And it was probably one of like the biography or something like that. Like after his first year, they were talking of releasing him
Yes.
because they just didn't think he had anything to give.
Yeah. And it was the gimmick they started him off with. Like he was as white bread as it came. Like they
Yeah.
were leaning into the whole third generation blue chipper,
Yep.
like constant smile on the face. Like it was bad. It was a bad character they put on him.
Rocky Maivia with those tassels on those arms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
but
then when he went to when he went to the
Nation of Domination.
Nation of Domination,
They started
He-
letting him come out of his shell, doing his
a
thing.
little bit, but at first he was kind of the background character,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden he stepped to the forefront. And once he got on the mic, it was over.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was just, you like I said, you could look at that. I mean, as far as a black champion and everything like that, they did the same thing with John Cena. Did you know, like in his first year, they were going to release him
Yeah,
until
yeah.
he was on the bus.
Yep.
He was on the
In
bus
the
or on the
back.
plane in the
Bus.
back, rapping with the other guys, and Stephanie McMahon heard him. And
Yep.
they changed his character to the Doctor of Thugonomics, and obviously the
Well,
rest is history.
I remember that night. It started off with kind of like a soft rollout with they were doing like a Halloween party or something on SmackDown, and he was dressed up as Vanilla Ice, and they panned over and he was rapping.
Right.
And then it was after that that they pushed the new character. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and you do know that when he was doing that, that was all off. He never wrote
Freestyle.
that shit
Yep.
down.
Yeah.
He used to do that. Damon used to tell us that he used to do that when they'd go to the bar
Yeah.
in college. Like he just grabbed the mic and just start rapping.
I believe that.
So
Excuse me.
Yeah, he was, I mean, like I said, like with Trick, he doesn't. He doesn't have that it factor yet, and what they're searching for, and it's evident, you can see it with Trick, is they're searching for the Rock.
Yep.
They're searching for the next Rock. They're searching for the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. They're searching for those because that's when the WWE, I mean, even before the Attitude Era, when WCW beat them for 83 straight weeks in the ratings on Monday night, that's because all of WWE's top stars went to WCW. Hall and Nash, Hogan, like they were all going. They pushed, they needed something else besides Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes. And so all of a sudden WCW Monday Nitro took off. And now they're back searching for The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. That's what they're searching for. They have it in certain characters, but it's not.
You know what they're doing with The Rock? It was, or like John Cena is a better example. They had to find a good gimmick for an okay wrestler, because that's what John Cena is. I mean, he's the greatest of all time. He's not the best wrestler. He's better than people give him credit for,
Absolutely.
but he found the right gimmick. With Trick Williams, I think they have an gimmick. I mean, it's catchy and people say it, but it's an gimmick on a great wrestler.
Yep.
And that's not enough.
No.
You can make a good gimmick on a mediocre wrestler work. You can't make a mediocre gimmick on a good wrestler work. Look how many good wrestlers have left and gone to the indies and done great because their gimmick wasn't really all that. Matt Cardona,
Yes.
great example.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah. All right, moving on. And by the way, Trick Williams kept his title from that one.
He did.
Very good match though. They put on a hell of a match. That was one of my favorites of the night. And then we had the two King of the King and Queen of the Ring matches. Obafemi versus Jey Uso, which it wasn't a bad match. They made Oba look strong without making Jay look like a jobber. Which is really, I mean, at this point, if you're trying to push Oba as the next Goldberg, like that's the only thing you can do without making the entire roster look like shit.
Yeah.
And then Queen of the Ring, Io Sky versus Liv Morgan.
Missed opportunity there.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, I like Io, but Io's probably around for like another year or two or something. She doesn't seem like she has the longevity.
Sean, tell him about Triple H
So I watched
with EO.
I watched Unreal on Netflix, and Triple H basically said if he was starting his own company, he would take one wrestler from the WWE, and it's Io Sky.
Oh,
Okay.
and it's because of how good she is. Yeah, she's fucking amazing.
Yes.
This comes back to another gimmick thing. I know she's an awesome wrestler. I don't know anything else about her except she goes like this. I mean, they've not really developed her character beyond just being nice and getting manipulated by people. I mean, there's nothing else there. I'm sure there really is something else there, but are they going to develop it to the point before TKO's like, yeah, she's not really doing it for us.
Right.
But I
see
think,
both sides of that. She's phenomenal, but
yeah,
I
they've
think at
got to do
SummerSlam
something
she
with
beats
her.
Liv Morgan. I think at SummerSlam
Yeah.
she beats
I
Liv,
think she does
especially with
too.
Rhea out.
well, yeah, now because the only reason to have Liv win would be so she could, pick her own opponent, or if that's what they would do, but have her, take everything because that's kind of her whole thing, the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
That would have worked to build her up like that and have another thing that she can boast about.
Yeah.
In this case, I don't even know why they had her in that match to begin with. It seems like it was a waste.
Well,
I
because
still
Rhea
feel like that
because
they're
Rhea wasn't
spinning-
hurt yet. Rhea wasn't hurt yet. That's why. They wanted Liv and Rhea to go and probably have Liv beat her to be the women's first two-time champion. That's what they were looking
Didn't
at.
Becky already do it?
Becky did.
Oh, that's
Becky
right.
already
Becky.
did it.
That's right. Becky already did that. Right. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
But they
right.
were pushing Liv
But-
because she's more popular.
Yeah, I figured because I mean she's basically their top female heel right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would have made perfect sense to go with that route. But again, I mean you have to change plans. And again, I feel like they've been spinning their wheels with Liv until Stephanie Vecchia comes back.
Right.
Yeah.
But
to
going back
finish
to going back to that EO thing for a second. The pay-per-view of the all women's pay-per-view, it's a stretch, but it's a debate. But the Rhea versus EO match main event, that was arguably the best
Lights
match I've
out.
seen this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, like lights out. That like men's or women's just match in general. That was by far one of the best matches I've seen this year. It was phenomenal. It was really, really good.
And they work well together. I think that's why they
Absolutely.
paired them together after that.
Yeah.
Is they work well together.
Yeah.
When you find athletes that work well together in this business, you have to put them together.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, Rhea works well with a lot of people, but their chemistry, you can see the chemistry between the two of them.
It
almost-
makes it seamless.
Yeah, it's almost flawless. Like
Mhm.
whatever they're doing, you're like, holy crap, that is, you're just like, I didn't expect that to happen, and it happened in the match before when they wrestled before. But the stuff that they still do it in every match, but you're like, it just seems to fit every time they wrestle together.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And I feel like they can always count on EO to do big
EO
spots too.
EO
Yeah.
things like she's gonna do something
Wild.
off the rails.
But also that goes back to what Hugh was saying.
Yeah.
Longevity
she's-
of your career because
yeah,
you're gonna hurt
she's-
yourself.
Yeah, she's gonna end up getting hurt seriously hurt by doing some of the spots that she does. But when she does this, like I was just saying, when she does the spots with Rhea, it works because Rhea knows how to protect her. If you
And
put her
Rhea's
with
got
somebody
the
else, you
size
put her
to-
with Liv, you put her with somebody else, it may not work as well. So that's where I think Hugh's right. She's gonna end up getting hurt. I mean, I would assume she's probably hurt a little bit. They're working on her knee, so I'm assuming at some point she's going to take time off.
Yeah, and I don't think that she has, I mean, maybe with Triple H, but in general with the fans and with everybody, I don't think she's built up the kind of career that can really withstand some long-term injuries like being out.
Right.
They're gonna forget fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's forgettable. When she's on
yes.
screen, she's memorable, but when she's not on screen, you don't really think about
I
it.
mean, do they even sell EO Sky shirts? I
I'm
don't know.
sure they have
I don't
one.
think I've ever seen one.
Well, it wasn't none in NXT when we went.
No, that's for sure.
I'm just saying.
Um, lost my train of thought there. I had something else about EO and I lost it. No.
No,
I'll
I'll
think
come
about it
back
when
to
the
you when
segment's
it's
over.
least
Yeah.
important.
Then the steel cage match. Steel cage matches are historically long matches, drawn out, very brutal. I went up to the bathroom, and by the time I came out, the match was over. So I didn't get to see it, but as I understand it, Seth Rollins beat Braun Breaker in that match,
Yes.
and Braun had yet another scary moment where he fucking got spiked like a football on his head. So he's another one that I mean, he's great. He's got a future if he can stay healthy. And
Yeah.
I really don't see his future just being Raw tag champions every other month.
Right.
Every other month.
But
Basically.
we'll get back. We'll get to that too.
Get to that
I
one
mean,
in
that's an example of a guy that has an aura. He has, he can withstand some injuries and be gone and come back, and everyone's still all about him.
Yeah. Future world champion as long as he
For sure.
can stay healthy. And then finally, our undisputed WWE Championship. Champion Cody Rhodes versus Gunther and Sami Zayn. And to just about everybody's surprise,
I wasn't.
you weren't surprised?
I didn't watch it. That's why I wasn't
Oh.
surprised.
Sammy pulls out the victory with a schoolboy roll up to Cody Rhodes and finish the match. And
As
the
long as he didn't pull anything else
Saudis, the Saudis went wild. Yeah. All around it was a pretty good pay-per-view. PLE, sorry, whatever. Hugh, go ahead.
I'm confused about them putting a belt on him for the Saudis to appease them, because there were years that he wouldn't come to Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were actually worried that something, because he's not Saudi, he's from one of the other countries around there.
Right, but he's Muslim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what changed.
Money, I'm assuming. I don't know.
I mean, money for him, maybe, but I thought it was actually politically dangerous for him to show up there.
Yeah,
for a
but
while.
I don't know what happened. Like a lot of
Okay.
stuff changed with that. Because, all of a sudden, Phil has no trouble going to these lands for the blood money anymore either. And
Yeah,
that's
I
because
think that was
like
probably in his contract that he didn't have a choice. If you want to come back, you're going to have to do the dates we tell you to.
which is fair, and that's as it should be.
Yeah.
And speaking of dates, let's flash forward to this past Monday night. Monday Night Raw was a big night. They had a lot of titles up for grabs.
Yes, they did.
We got to see the tag titles change hands. The Street Profits had them taken away awfully quick just so we could see Maxine Dupree make out with Austin Theory. I'm sure her NXT husband enjoys that.
Yeah. Otis and Tozawa were really sad seeing them leave. Like, what about us?
I was waiting for that. That's got to be coming.
Mm-hmm.
Cody Rhodes was going to take on Sami Zayn until Gunther showed up and slammed his head in the car door. So he was out. So they had to figure out who was going to.
Ooh, I wonder who it could be.
We're getting there.
Okay.
We're gonna get there.
My question becomes: Is that a way to get Cody off TV for a while?
Mm-mm. Nope.
You got to
Not
think,
for very
right?
long.
He's
Because
gonna have
Street Fighter doesn't come out until what, October or December?
Yeah, but he's
or
gonna
whatever
have.
like that?
They're gonna start doing the panels and all the pre-show, the pre-stuff for the movies coming out. That's got to be coming up soon. So he's got to be taking time off.
But no, I don't think so. I think Cody will just do it along with everything else. He's already doing so much of that stuff. He is work. I mean, I'm sure he's getting some money on the backside for the fact that he is such a brand ambassador and works so hard. He'd probably be at Comic-Con anyway. Right. So why not? I don't I'm not saying he wouldn't, but I could see him working right through all that promotion for Street Fighter. They'll probably do some of it on Raw.
Yeah, I
Well,
agree.
Paul's
There
gonna get
was-
into it, but Cody will have his match at SummerSlam, but we'll get to it when we get to
We're
it.
getting there.
I know we are getting there.
I don't step on your trivia, goddammit.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
There was another title, and I'm not being coy with the one that we still need to talk about. What was the third title? The one that didn't change hands.
So Ruka.
Soul Ruka.
Sol Ruka, yes. The
Ruka
women's
and
intercontinental
Yep.
match with Raquel. Very good match.
Was a good match.
I don't think we needed all the interference, but I mean,
But
it's
that's the
Judgment
Judgment Day.
Day.
That's the Judgment Day thing now. They're going to interfere to try to
Yeah.
win the titles, and I like I like the fact that Io got involved in it because obviously she's going to be facing Liv.
mhm.
So you keep that in the kind of forefront too. So I don't know.
I
I know, I
was
just wish-
disappointed
yeah.
about one thing
What was that?
during that match. I got no text messages. I was waiting. I looked at Shayna because Shayna comes and watches Raw every week with us. And I looked at Shayna as soon as Soul's music hit. I said, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. And it never came.
Never
No
came.
text messages from Corbs.
Oh my God.
All right. And then let's get to the way everything ended Monday night. So once Cody was out of the running, they made it very clear that someone had to face Sammy because there's supposed to be a championship match.
and I'm sorry, being in Chicago, if you didn't know it was CM Punk,
Everybody knew. If you looked when they panned over that crowd, every other fucking sign in the air was "Welcome back, Punk." All this, you knew
They
it
were all
was coming.
chanting it all night.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, he's in Chicago. You got to figure he's coming back anyways because he's
Yeah.
in Chicago. I mean, he literally said on camera, "I'll be home in 20 minutes." He lives like
I
20 minutes from the
loved
freaking
that
arena.
line, by the way.
So
Shayna misheard it, and what she quoted to me was even better. She said he thought he said to AJ, "Honey, look, I went more than 20 minutes," and I love that.
Nice.
that's better. That's so much better.
Yes.
I love that.
So yeah, big fanfare. They opened the overhead garage door, even though Nick Aldis told us that the person was already in the arena.
Mhm.
I had a chuckle out of that. And then CM Punk, the crowd went absolutely fucking crazy because it was Chicago. Comes out, they put on a hell of a match. It was a really good match, but it ended just like everybody expected it would end. Sami Zayn's title reign was 9 days.
I gotta ask. I mean, we all knew he probably wasn't going to hold it for long. I thought he'd hold it for longer. But having Punk beat him with his own move, I mean, I know he did a GTS afterwards, but hitting the haluva kick into the GTS, isn't that like the ultimate form of disrespect?
Yeah, he basically dragged his nuts across his face is what happened.
And I'm just like, why would they, why did they hate Sammy? I mean,
They
And Sammy
all
did
the
his,
things I'm seeing now is they don't see Sami Zayn as a top guy.
No.
Yeah,
Sami
I saw
Zayn-
a reel where Sammy went absolutely ballistic.
Yes. Well,
I
Sami
saw a
Zayn
reel. It
also-
was like a 5-minute reel on my phone, and he was livid.
But do you know who put that out?
No,
WWE.
Correct.
wow.
So
that
I
it's
think
all
it was
part of the
staged.
script.
I think it was worked. But
Jack, what
I
were you
think
saying?
Yeah, no, you're good. Before
I'm sorry.
Punk did Sami Zayn's move, Sami Zayn did Punk's move as well. Though,
Yeah, he
before that.
GTS'd
So
him.
they both did each other's. But go ahead.
Yeah, that was worked because now we're gonna get like batshit crazy Sami Zayn the heel. Like
Right,
he's not
yeah.
gonna be the funny guy anymore. He's not gonna claim to be the last real good guy. We're getting down and dirty heel mode Sammy.
Yeah.
So yes, we have a brand new undisputed champion. CM Punk is going on the Summer of Punk Part 2, which
Now,
means he's also moving over to SmackDown. So
I see all these people talking about how Punk has turned it and now he's now CM Hogan and all that shit. And he used to talk about part-timers, taking titles. What he's not part-time. He just had a really long title reign. He got beat. He took a little time off like you do after you lose a belt. And it doesn't, I mean, maybe he will be part-time now with the championship, but I don't feel like what he's done over the past year warrants what I'm seeing
No,
online.
he doesn't. It doesn't warrant the backlash. Because he's not pulling the Roman Reigns where he's gone every 3 weeks and back for a week if he feels like it. Um, and the reports I'm seeing is they have SmackDown structured around him having a major run this summer. He's going to be at every show with major segments on every episode of SmackDown, which plays into me saying that now we're also going to SmackDown in Albany because I had my choice for my birthday to either go to Raw in Buffalo or SmackDown in Albany, and I chose Raw because I wanted to be able to finally see CM Punk. Well, when all these rumors started, Shayna went and bought fucking 3 tickets to SmackDown in Albany to make sure that we still get to see Punk. So now
Nice.
I'm doing triple duty this summer on that. Um,
No, I didn't want to go.
I I was told the 3 tickets were bought. That's all I know. Um,
She didn't say anything to me.
no, it's me, her, and her brother. That's who's going.
Perfect.
Feel free to give her shit about that.
I'm gonna.
Oh,
Um, sorry. Which leads me to what I'm calling now our final bell question. You guys asked to get heads up, so yeah, he's doing it already. Look at this.
I'm already ready for it. Yep.
All right, so I end this whole transitional champion thing. What do you guys think? Do you think short run titles are an insult to be taken by the talent or a necessary part of the storytelling?
I don't think it's necessary. I think it's useful, but I certainly think that the talent would have to be insulted at least a little bit.
Yeah, like it's like what Hugh says, like, yeah, the talent would be insulted a little bit, but we know this is storytelling too, so it could lead to a
Yeah.
bigger thing too. Like maybe the best could be yet to come. Like, yes, like you said, they don't see Sami Zayn as a top guy. Maybe it's batshit Sami Zayn is gonna be a cool gimmick that we don't even know who it is yet. Maybe it's gonna be something nice. Like remember, Kane was only a champion for 24 hours. So that was one of them too. But that's another story, another time.
I think you
oh,
just showed your hand for the second half.
That wasn't the second half is actually I have another one.
I think as far as I don't know. I mean, Corbs and I were talking of something to the effect last night, and I think that a transitional champion. I mean, I don't know. You know, it's great for storytelling. And to set things up going forward. I mean, obviously, there's a creative team. Whether they think Sammy's a true top guy or not or whatever on this last one. But it is necessary, I think, for the creative team because the fans still have their favorites. And if you want to make money, you want to have the favorites be on top for merchandising, for television ratings, for selling out arenas and things like that. Top guys got to be on top. And I think that people want to see that. Now, having somebody be a champion for 4 years is a little much. I think that having Roman be the champion for that long and as a part-time person, I mean, the only person he really faced during that time was Brock, but that's too long. 8 months, 12 months, that's enough. 4 years, he's not Bruno Sammartino, who held it for 26 years, but that was way back in the day. I mean, even Hogan didn't hold the title for that long, 4 years. And he with the exception of Cena, is probably one of the greatest. I mean, even Ric Flair, who's Cena's beat for the amount of titles, didn't hold the title for that long. So having a transitional one, it's necessary for storytelling.
See, I can't agree with that because it is fake. So you're writing the story. You don't have to write a transitional champion. And piggybacking on the other thing you said, you don't need your top guys to be on your top at the top. The top guys need to be at least number two because you're selling just as many tickets if he's fighting for the championship as if he's defending it. That doesn't make a difference. All those people still want to see that. I feel like that's a choice. You decide you're going to do a transitional champion because you don't have to write that. Sammy could have held the belt through the fall, and Cody could have chased him. And Cody's still at the top of the card, just not the champion. He's trying to become the champion. That he does. People don't go, yeah, I don't want to buy tickets for that because Cody's only fighting for the championship. He doesn't already have it. That doesn't happen. So somebody in the writer's room decided that no, this guy's going to be a transitional champion. They could have wrote a different story. They chose not to. And I just think that choosing not to means a longer form storytelling, which is what we always hear Triple H talk about, how it's long form storytelling. Just my opinion, DC.
I know. I mean, I'm in partial agreement, but I still, obviously I have mine, you have yours. And somewhere in between is the actual truth. That's the way I look at it.
Hogan's first WWF title reign was 4 years and 1 week.
Wow. Okay.
Really, I just looked it up. It was actually just short of 4 years.
Unless my math isn't okay.
January. Oh, wait.
Come on.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Because that's why I had to stare for a second to do the math.
Yeah, no, I had the date. I had it reversed. I had him winning it in February, losing it. He won it in January, dropped it February 4 years later. Yes. Yeah, I did the same thing. I looked up. 1,474 days was his title reign.
In all fairness, they weren't telling stories twice a week and once a month at a pay-per-view for a good portion of that.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because one of the two shows was a syndicated clip show, basically.
Right. And if he didn't hold the title for that long, I don't think we're talking wrestling that much anymore.
No.
Yeah.
So
we are, but it's different. It might not be WWE, it might be WCW.
Right.
Or NWA or AWA. Those would have been the ones, those were the guys back then, too.
Right.
Before Vince took everything else.
Right. Well, and I think if he doesn't hold that, you still have the territories.
Right.
You still have the territory wrestling where these guys can go to different territories to do wrestling and stuff like that. Like I was watching the Dark Side of the Ring last night. It came back on last night, and I was watching about Jeff Jarrett.
I have it on DVR. I was watching it.
I DVR'd it last night. So I put it on. So if you were watching it, but they're talking about him starting the TNA wrestling.
Yep.
And when he left Vince, there was no territories anymore. Like he had no place else to go.
Right.
So he literally went to his father and said, "We're going to do this." And he went to his dad, and him and his dad started TNA.
Mm-hmm.
So, I agree that I don't think holding a title for 4 years is worth it. The storytelling at that point becomes kind of pointless. Like, okay, he's going to wrestle every other pay-per-view. He's not going to drop the title. I mean, I know they tried to put it on Drew. I don't think they gave Drew enough of an opportunity. But you couldn't find somebody else in between Drew and Roman to drop it.
I agree with you, Corbs, but I kind of feel that Roman Reigns was the one and only time that works because that's what built the bloodline. Yeah, I mean, they built the bloodline, and that's a big deal. Something that'll go on long past once he retires and goes off to make movies. No one should hold the belt that long, but if somebody was going to, he was the guy at that time.
And
And I don't think
think
anybody
now
else could have pulled it off.
with as deep as the internet wrestling community and everything is now, they don't have the attention span for a 4-year run anymore.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no, when everything needs to be clips and like the next week where it's going to be the big thing, you know what I mean? Um, but I still haven't weighed in on this. I think it's important to have these transitional runs. It's a tried and true thing going all the way back to like the Carney era of it because you can't drop the title from a face to another face or from a heel to another heel. It's just not done. So you need that transitional champion to come in, take it off of your top baby face, and then lose it, usually within a few months, not 9 days, to the next guy you're grooming to be your top baby face. So, but I mean, the industry has changed. You don't have just one top baby face and one top heel anymore. You have
Right.
one per show. So it is changed a little bit, but I understood why they did it, where they were going, and I'm positive before they even put the discussion in place with Sammy, he knew that's what was happening, and that's why we got all these vignettes with him driving the title around in the car and pushing it on a swing like it's his kid and all that stuff. Like really ingraining how much it meant to him. So now when we get the fall, now he's gonna go ape shit.
Majorly.
And I think we can get something really interesting with Sammy. But I called it the night I watched Night of Champions, and because I know Shayna is a big Sami Zayn fan, I turned to her and that's what I said. Transitional champion. And she was not happy with me. But I mean, I've been doing this shit a lot longer. Like I see where it's going. And so to wrap this up, I have our bonus question that I threw to you guys. Who do you think was the best transitional champion ever, in your opinion?
Can I have two for two different reasons?
Perfect.
I think the most historically important one was the Iron Sheik.
Still my answer. There you go.
But I think the best one, the one I like the most, was easily Mick Foley because he is one of the few that didn't hurt him at all. He was transitional champion 3 times, and it did not affect his trajectory or where he ended up whatsoever.
Yeah, to the point where I don't even feel like until you pointed it out like that, I don't even feel like Mick was a transitional champion. But you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Yeah.
No, that's a good one. Mick Foley was my second choice, and he was a champion for 3 times. But I'm going to go back in 2001, the first ever undisputed champion, Chris Jericho, where he beat Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. He beat them in countless pay-per-views, but they were grooming Triple H to come back to beat him in WrestleMania 18. But Chris Jericho was the first undisputed. He had the World Heavyweight title and the WWF title. He had both titles. He had Stephanie McMahon, that was his manager at one point, which was really weird. But like Chris Jericho, yes, it trajected him to be one of the best wrestlers in the company. But then they groomed him to Triple H to beat him at WrestleMania 18. So I think that's my favorite best transitional champion.
I agree with Jack, as far as best Jericho, and then I agree with Hugh with Mick Foley. Those are my guys both times when I was looking at that question.
Mhm.
You bring in Jericho from WCW, and you put those 2 titles on him, and then obviously Triple H is one of the biggest stars, and then obviously he takes the title from him. So I think that, with that, and then obviously, like Hugh said, Mick. Listen, I love Mick Foley. My favorite character of his is Cactus Jack. Always has been Cactus Jack, will always be Cactus Jack. I had a videotape of King of the Death matches when Mick beat Terry Funk in that last match. And I watched the whole thing. I actually got it at an ECW show in Buffalo.
Nice.
And I got that and the best of FMW Exploding Ring Chins because I liked Onita. But yeah, it never hurt Mick. Mick was Mick. And, if you're talking about storytelling, his characters, Mankind, Cactus Jack, Dude Love, those are classics.
Absolutely.
You know, and so I think those two. I think Jericho and Mick.
Nice. Corbs?
Yeah, I go with Mick. It never hurt Mick. I mean, Mick was Mick. He just you couldn't tell him any different. Like he did the shit that he wanted to do. People loved him for what he did. He didn't need to be champion. So to put the championship on him and then have him drop it a week later, 10 days later, 2 months later, it didn't hurt his character. It didn't hurt him at all. He just did Mick things, and that was what everybody loved about Mick.
I think
So,
that it was less of a transitional championship for him, and each one of those reigns transitioned him into rivalries and tag teams with the biggest people in
Absolutely.
the sport
yeah.
at that time. And
Yeah.
that's why you every single one of those top guys, Mick has a long run with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they all
Yeah.
turned into a hell of a program. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I said, mine was the Iron Sheik. Just, I mean, that is what kickstarted the golden age of the WWF. Like him taking the belt off of Backlund and then losing it to Hogan, that just rocket ship to the moon.
Yeah,
That's
we
where
aren't here
everything
if
went
not
crazy.
for that.
Yeah. So,
But
and
going
he was
back,
just a crazy ass bastard.
oh yeah,
So,
I remember going back. It was when the internet was starting to get big too, because the one I did mention earlier, because my dad's favorite wrestler was Kane, and my dad did buy all the pay-per-views for us when we were kids. We bought that pay-per-view, and my dad's like, "Holy shit, Stone Cold won this first blood match against Stone Cold." He went to work that day, and he was buying like Kane memorabilia, and then Raw comes out the next night, and Kane's a transitional champion for 24 hours. I hear my dad's like, "Fuck! I spent like $60 on Kane memorabilia." So, but whatever. That's okay. It's still
now
good.
that's buying like one action figure. That's
Exactly. But 24-hour champion right there. So,
yeah.
but that didn't hurt him either.
Well, fun fact, because that was a mistake. Stone Cold wasn't supposed to get busted open. So,
No, he wasn't.
but all right. That had legs. All right, let's move it on to our last
Wait.
segment
Wait.
of the night.
What do you get when you cross an elephant, a rhino, and a hippo?
What?
Trampled.
Hell if I know.
Good job, Corbs.
All right. So it's time for the midstream report, guys. What you been watching?
Dad jokes.
Horror movies. Watched Obsession, Passengers, the Iron Lung, all of the like indie horror films that have come out this year from like YouTube directors. Been pretty enmeshed in that. Silo came back. That's good. I don't know. And lots of we're finishing up the Breaking Bad universe. We're almost to season 6 of Better Call Saul, and it's such a better show than Breaking Bad was.
Wow.
Nice.
It takes the two best characters from Breaking Bad, and I'm sorry, I mean Pinkman and Walter. I mean they were great characters, but they were kind of also bad. But I mean Mike and Saul, really, I mean they weren't really bad guys. They were just guys who had to do bad things, and they were the most interesting characters. I think that's why they lasted so long. And having them make a show based around those two characters is fucking great. I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
So come as a shock, I'm sure, but I've never seen either one of those shows.
No, it doesn't.
Me neither.
Shock.
Not even a little bit, I'm sure.
I've never seen Breaking Bad either, but I know all about it too. So,
I haven't seen it either.
All right, who else then?
all right. So, just one thing. I think I told you, Paul, last week. So, I went to my first movie by myself, which was pretty awesome. So, I went to the tavern right in my own backyard, and I saw Toy Story 5. So, it was pretty awesome. And they forgot my food, which was pretty awful. But there was a couple right next to me. They had popcorn and burger. The girl looks over at me. She's like, "Do you want some popcorn and burger?" I'm like, "No, that's your food. You eat." She's like, "We're not going to eat it." I'm like, "All right, why not?" So I just start having that. And like I said, these movies have been my childhood. I've seen all the movies since the first one came out in 1995. So pretty awesome. The after credit scene, though, that happens, it's like, wait, that can't be it. And then after I go home, I look it up. I'm like, that was it. So that's going to set it up for hopefully the sixth and final one. But this was a cool little after credit scene to see that. So I was like, awesome. So that was a really fun movie to see in theaters. So just Toy Story 5.
Nice.
Corbs.
So I finished up watching Marshals. So that was pretty good. I don't know, anybody else watch Marshals?
Mm-mm.
I think well,
Yeah.
Danny, I know you've been watching it, but you're not anywhere close to where towards the end.
No, not yet. No.
So I couldn't believe the ending. I couldn't believe the whole thing with with Tate again. So, and Hugh's the only one knows that what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that to me is going to be kind of wild next season with that. So, so I watched that. I enjoyed the show. I haven't not gotten all the way through Dutton Ranch yet. But I'm hoping to get through that next couple weekends here if I can get a free moment.
I enjoyed it a lot. It's more like Yellowstone than Marshals is,
Marshals, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I don't know. I see a lot of people say, "Oh, it's not Beth and Rip's story." We already saw Beth and Rip's story. They already fell in love. There should be no, and I mean zero, like hints that something could be wrong with their relationship. They
Right.
fucking fought for that shit. They're a couple. They're solid for good.
Yeah.
So they have to tell stories with other people. So
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting to see them navigate a new world, and I don't see the criticism. I don't see it. I think there's plenty of them in it.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. There's no need for storytelling between the two of them. You don't need to backstory them. You don't need to show how they got together because that's all was done during Yellowstone. It's just you're telling other stories with them being the main characters between these people.
Yeah,
So-
we just want to see Rip be a badass, and we want to see her, like, say fuck it people
Right.
and swear them and cuss them out. I mean, that's
Right.
it.
And
Yeah, I love
Beth just do Beth things. Like,
Yeah.
that's all you want to see in that. You're not looking for romance. You're not looking for any. You're looking for Rip to be beating the shit out of people, being the head farmhand all over the place. Yeah, that's what you're trying to see.
Beth and Rip doing Beth and Rip things for like
Yeah.
10 seasons. That's all I want. Take my money.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
So that's it for me.
All right.
I mean, I did watch the first episode of The Dark Side of the Ring from last night. It's actually it's a two-parter. Last night was a two-parter. It was 2 hours long last night. They're doing a 3-part arc with that
Nice.
Oh,
with Jared. So next week's will be the continuation of the first two, and it'll be the conclusion of the whole thing. Trust me, if you want to watch something, watch that episode about how TNA got started, where they got their money from, the pitfalls that they fell in, the people that got him out of it, the power struggles that he dealt with, the fact that the people that came in and basically saved the company fucked him over.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
It's fantastic, and I can't wait until next week's to find out. In the guys that are in the WWE now started out in TNA.
Right.
We're talking Samoa Joe, who's not with WWE anymore, but AJ Styles. These guys were doing shit back then on the shows that the WWE wasn't allowing until they started doing these things. So WWE, now they're linked together now. So I get that side of it, but some of the shit that they did in the early days of TNA, it's freaking cool.
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
The whole 6-sided ring thing.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to stand out. They have a rabid fan base that is loyal to them, which is cool. But again, I mean, Jeff Jarrett is Jeff Jarrett. Everybody knows Jeff Jarrett. Everybody knows his father.
Double J.
Yep. So, I mean, like I said, if you want to watch the Dark Side of the Ring, it started last week. I'm sure the episode will be on at some point on Vice. At some point this weekend, you can watch the first 2-part of season 7. It's on Tuesday nights at 9:00.
Yep.
So, and like I said, next week is the finale part of the 3-parter for TNA, how it got started and all that stuff. So I can't remember. There's what is the sequence for this season. I think, and I do think this might be the last season too. So
Yeah, I got to catch
7
up on the other
seasons.
seasons, but I definitely wanted to watch that because I did like TNA when it first came out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not even that bad right now. Actually, they're losing some guys to WWE. So
Right. So you can get the first 2 seasons on Tubi for
Nice.
free. And then don't know where you can get the other ones. I mean, you can look on like Verizon might have them for free,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So
yeah. So you said you had the first 3 seasons on Tubi?
first 2
First 2.
seasons are on Tubi.
Okay,
First
I got
2.
Tubi. All right. Cool.
So first 2
Corbs-
are on Tubi, and then after that, I mean, you can go on like I think I found them on. I think I found them on Prime at one point.
Okay.
I think you can you just go into like Prime and type in Dark Side of the Ring. You may find it, and it may be free.
Right.
So, but yeah,
Corbs, if you start wearing that Dark Side of the Ring T-shirt next podcast, I'm like, is he promoting this?
hey, like I said, man, and
It's good stuff.
I've watched the guys that they have the first 2 seasons. They had a couple of the episodes had like extra stuff.
Mhm.
Like they had like like a hour and a half long show, and they cut in stuff that they cut out and interviews they had with people. I mean, some of the episodes they had, they talk about Jake Roberts, they talk about New Jack, they talk about the Sandman, Lula Vachon, Fabulous Moolah, Randy Savage.
Tino Bravo, Owen Hart.
Oof.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So it's just, I mean, it's
yeah. They talk, and
it's good.
there's a couple of Brian Pillman was a 2-parter. Chris
Yep.
Benoit was a 2-parter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's great. I enjoy watching it. It was one of those ones I kind of picked up out of the blue somewhere because there was something on that I was like, oh, I want to take a look at that. And I watched it and I was like, well, fuck, now I got to go back and watch the first 5 episodes of this
Right.
shit. So
Yeah, their Big Van Vader was the one before Jeff Jarrett's one last night.
Yeah.
I was starting to watch that, but
Nice.
yeah. There's
Yeah,
like I said, a bunch of them. I mean, talk about Elizabeth and Savage.
Yep,
They talk
saw
about
that
the
one,
Montreal
yep.
Screwjob, stuff like that. Like the fact that they always told Brett that nobody knew about it. They all fucking knew about it.
Yep.
yeah.
They all knew about it, and they just kept it from him.
Yep.
So until just before Brett came back and Sean finally said something to him like, hey, look, we all knew this was happening because they were afraid he was going to do what Medusa did and take the title to WCW.
Yep.
So they had to do something to get it off of him, and that's what happened. So,
Yep.
All right, I'm done. I'm going.
All
home.
right. DC.
So obviously being away from home for 5 weeks, haven't really been able to watch something until last night. So I knew that the Legend of Vox Machina season 4 was going to be on Prime, and I think the Mighty Nine season 2 is on Prime. I'm gonna have to check that one out, but I started watching the Legend of Vox Machina season 4, because obviously it's Critical Role, and I'm invested. Obviously, it's Dungeons and Dragons, but I love those characters. So I started watching it, and I have to say that with every season, at certain points, it had me laughing out loud. It's so great, especially when obviously on Critical Role, Travis Willingham's character Grog is my favorite character from season 1, because he's a Goliath barbarian, but his intelligence is 6, so he's not very smart. But very first episode, very first scene, Grog is singing in a bar about getting in fights and loving to drink and loving the ladies, and it's hilarious. So I started watching that. Before I was went and I was gone for 5 weeks, I was watching Alex Cross on Prime Video,
Nice.
with Donald Hodge. Fantastic. I like the Kiss the Girls, Along Came a Spider with Morgan Freeman. But the show is excellent. It starts with one case, obviously, in season 1, and then in season 2, it's different. But that show is really cool. I like those kind of shows, and I actually have to wait. I'm gonna watch. I watched the Jack Ryan series with John Krasinski, but they have a new movie out on Prime Video as well. And my dad said he watched it and he loved it. So I watched the whole series, 3 seasons. So I'm going to watch that, and then I have to watch season 3 and or season 4 of Reacher, um, on Prime right now because I don't have Netflix. My dad said there's a great show on Netflix, and I can't remember what the name of it was, but he told me to check it out. It's only 6 or 8 episodes because it's a British TV series. And then the other one was with Idris Elba. It's called Luther.
Yep, that
Uh,
Luther is good.
yeah, I saw the movie, but I never saw the series. Like I saw the movie on Netflix. I just happened when I had my house and my son was there, I would watch Netflix all the time. That's how I started watching Stranger Things. And but my dad said you got to watch the series because it tells you everything leading up to the movie. And I was like, well, I watched the movie and I really couldn't follow it too well. And he's like, well, that's because you got to watch the series.
Yeah.
So I got to go turn around and watch the series and possibly watch the movie again if it's still there. But so yeah, those are what I'm watching: Vox Machina, Mighty Nine, Alex Cross, Jack Ryan, and Reacher.
All right. Well, I've only got one thing that I could come up with because otherwise I'd just be listing off like wrestling TV shows. Um, I went to the movies and saw Supergirl.
Yes, I know.
Nice.
How was it?
It was good. It was way better than the critics are saying. Um, it's nothing earth-shattering. It's a DC movie, but it was good. Fucking as predicted, Jason Momoa as Lobo is fucking awesome. It's a good story. It's not overly woke, and that's another thing that everyone's saying is, it's a woke story, and it's not. It's literally an adaptation of The Woman of Tomorrow. With a couple little tweaks to it, as I understand. And the best part is there's no after credit scenes. So had to Google that. But it was good. It's a movie that you can definitely wait until streaming for, but Madison really wanted to go see it, so that's what we did. Enjoyed. I suggest seeing it probably just on streaming, but
Yeah, I'm waiting for Masters of the Universe.
that
I
was
wanna
good
see-
too. Yeah,
I want
but
to see.
again,
I want to see Masters of the Universe.
yeah, it's worth watching on streaming.
Okay.
So
I completely forgot about this because I didn't prep my streaming segment because I was working on the news. So I had to make all that shit up while on the fly. Um, I just want to say for the record, I think the best made television show of the past decade is The Vampire Lestat and the interview with the vampire that preceded it. If you're not watching that and you have AMC, you need to. I mean, it was already a really fucking amazing historical drama, but as they bring it into the current times with the Vampire Lestat, and it has a genre change, but its heart is still the same. And is anybody watching that? Anybody
no,
here?
I've got to
I
go
watched
back.
Oh.
I watched the interview with the vampire, but I have not seen Vampire Lestat yet. Interview with the Vampire was fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. I loved it. I loved it.
What just happened?
Yeah, right. What did just happen?
DC just rose his hand, so it triggered
Oh,
it to
put
go
him
off.
up at the top.
Much like
Yeah.
with the Queen of the Damn movie, which adapted the same stuff, and they had like Korn and Disturbed and Static X come in to create the music for the band, the Vampire Lestat, because that's the idea. When it becomes Lestat's story, he wakes up and decides he's pissed off about what was said in the interview with the vampire. He wants to tell the world his story, but he decides to do it in a rock band instead of writing a book. And the songs are all about his truth and what really happened. And they had great music in the old version of the movie. In this version, Sam Reed is singing this. I mean, it's real musicians. They really created an entire album worth of music for this one season of a TV show, and they perform it, and it's fucking amazing. I'm talking like, when you see a band and something's like so amazing and you get like tingly.
Mhm.
I mean, the shit is so good. I'm just talking based on quality. That's why I'm saying I think it's the best TV show in 10 years, based on the quality of what they're doing.
Nice.
Really, dude, you've got to watch it.
Yeah, I've got to go back. I think we kind of tapered off in season 2 of Interview, and I don't even know why it happened. But so we've got to go
Love
back.
that
I'm
show.
sure they're all on my DVR, but
Yeah,
So-
that Interview with the Vampire was amazing. I remember obviously the movie Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, Kirsten Dunst. Like that was just an amazing. I love that movie. I read the book as well.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
But the movie was good. TV show was better. So, yeah, you gotta watch if you're not watching those, you gotta watch them.
Cool. I gotta add that in before I forget.
Yeah, you should. For real, please don't treat this like Supernatural.
There we go. All right. I think that brings us to the end, though. There's just
Wait.
one more.
One more. People don't know what a will is. It's a dead giveaway.
Wow. Morbid. Love it.
That was
I love
funny.
it. Oh, that's fucking great. Let me just jot that down. All right. I think all that's left to say here is my weekly affirmation. This too shall pass. Then some other bullshit will come and take its place. Never fucking ends. Good night, everybody, and megabyte me, bitches.
This has been a GeekPod Network production.
Wow.
Wrestling.
Here we go.
Oh, that's a fart.
I don't know if I can talk about it, man. I'm still struggling. You don't understand. Even my wife looked at me and she was like, "Are they for real?" You ever
That's,
see that person in Walmart? And I don't want to be the kind of person that puts down a woman for wearing what she's comfortable with or whatever. I understand we're in a society now where people can do what they want. But sometimes you see a guy or a girl, but it's usually a girl, and you're like, she knows that's the worst possible thing she could possibly be wearing. There's no way that flatters her in any way. That's awful. Why would you go out in public like that? You know what I'm talking about? You've seen
Yep.
that? That's what it was.
That's
I
outstanding.
said what he was wearing. I didn't go into detail for what she was wearing, but she looked about 17 months pregnant in like a tankini. And I mean, it's short, so short. I don't know.
Get the
I was
visual out of my head.
Yeah, it was just like, I mean, I
One of
get
those
being
ones where you
comfortable,
throw up in
but
your own mouth.
Yes.
I was just like, wow, why? Does that make me a bad person that I can look
No.
at that and be like, wow, that was a really bad choice. I feel bad for you. There's no, how can you not know?
That's called people watching. You're fine.
Yeah.
I know, but we're not
There's
supposed
a-
to criticize people for their bodies. I'm a fat ass, but I'm aware of it. And, I kind of look at what I'm wearing and make sure that it's even remotely appropriate,
You
Mhm.
start with Walmart and you're already just painting the picture. When you said Walmart, like, we're going to get something here.
Yeah, but something's funny's gonna be happening. I mean, there is a whole website dedicated to that. People of Walmart.
But yeah, they were just like, she was like, yeah, well, at least he had like Roman Reigns. He's too scared to come in. He's too scared to fight. And the other guy was like, oh, well, at least he's not like CM Punk, go home and cry for 10 years. I was just like,
Oh, God.
Oh, they are the internet wrestling community right there.
yeah. I mean, if they weren't in the store, I'm pretty sure they both would have been like smoking, like
Mhm.
crack pipes.
Probably.
Oh, okay. I was like, where are you going with this? I'm like,
I know they weren't doing that in the store.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's get on with this.